What is going on with used car prices? They are completely insane. They don't even make sense. 3-year-old vehicles selling over MSRP. What's going on? When there was no inventory, used car prices skyrocketed and then they came down a little bit, but they're still crazy compared to what they used to be. If you go to CarMax or your local dealership, you're going to see these crazy prices. It really makes no sense because also interest rates are higher on used cars. The average used car interest rate is 11.74%. Think about that. Imagine if that's for 72 or 84 months combined with paying over for the car to begin with. You're going to pay double by the time you're over with it. And with all these repos, you know they're going to wind right back up at the auction when they get repoed. And a repo car probably doesn't even get its oil changed. It's going to be the least maintained vehicle. And the car dealership's going to buy it at the auction, put it right back out on their lot, and it's going to be right back out. So I think also the quality of these vehicles are lower than ever, especially considering 10,000-mile oil changes are the new norm for a lot of manufacturers. People simply aren't maintaining these vehicles or winding back up at the lot, and if you do take care of your vehicle, you're probably just keeping it. Considering how overpriced the new cars are, you're like, I'll just keep what I have. So all these good trade-ins just aren't getting circulated through the market like they used to. So combined with high prices, you got low quality, high interest rates, all this stuff going on. And I think at CarMax, if you have bad credit, it was showing 22.95% interest rate. And on their good credit, it was showing 8, still completely insane. And over the last few months, we've seen a slight bump in used car prices, especially on the wholesale side, which is the dealer auctions and stuff, but it's going to correlate right back onto their lot because they're paying more for the vehicle to begin with. And it makes no sense at all because I understand when there was no inventory, used cars skyrocketed, all this stuff, but now there's plenty of inventory on the new side. So why would someone buy a used car that costs more than a new one when they can just go buy a new one if you're going to buy that vehicle in the first place? Unfortunately, a lot of people just don't know and they just think the used car is better priced and they go in there and they just buy a 2 or 3 year old used car with 20,000 miles and they ended up paying way over MSRP. And they went back to the finance box and they got their rate bumped and they also bought all these warranties and all these products, so they probably got completely screwed over on this car. They'll probably end up paying double what the car cost originally if they pay it throughout the whole loan. So that's the problem. People just overpaid so much for all these vehicles and they still are, but banks are starting to realize, hey, people aren't making their payments, so they have to increase their loan loss provision, which is money they put aside for people that are going to get repoed. They got to be prepared for that. And again, it's the highest since '09, and bank fees are so common, so dealerships have to pay a bank fee for bad credit. And especially certain dealerships that prey on that bad credit, they really know how to get it. They know what bank to send it to get it approved. It's insane. Repos, all this stuff, the bank will still say yes, as long as the dealership pays the $900 or $1,500 bank fee, because the bank knows we'll just repo it in a few months. It is what it is, and we'll circle it back through to the auction. It'll wind right back up on your car lot. So you have to be so careful. If you're in the market, I would recommend get a pre-purchase inspection. Check that car out. Make sure it's a good car, because unfortunately there's so many bad cars going around right now. And if it is a great vehicle like the last generation 4Runner or the last generation Tundra or Tacoma, people are charging insane prices for them. So people really say, I know what I got, especially for vehicles like that you can't buy new anymore. It's impossible. So people are just going to keep charging more and more for them, especially when the new version is less reliable than the old version. So it's just pushing people that way, and that's why these prices are just completely insane. And I'm seeing more people than ever say, I will keep my car forever if I can. I will replace the whole engine before I have to buy a new vehicle, because the average new car price just keeps increasing, and the average used car price is going to follow that, because at the end of the day, both of them are completely insane. Used, new, most situations right now, it doesn't make sense. Especially thinking what I could have got for 10 grand, let's say 5 years ago compared to now, it's crazy. I mean, CarMax is selling vehicles I would think would sell for 2 to 3 grand, and they're going to sell it for 10 or 15 grand, so be careful. And keep in mind, if you're trading in a vehicle, just know most of these dealerships, it's actually in the salesperson's pay plan to lowball you, to not give you the full cash value. They don't want to give you what the car's worth. They're trying to buy it for pennies on the dollar and sell it for as much as they can. But make sure you get what your car's worth. Do your research, check online, don't let them just steal it from you. And you might be able to find a good deal, but it's just few and far between right now, and it's getting harder and harder, unfortunately. Even in the used car market, it's crazy. We all know new cars are just completely insane, but used cars too, and the spread between the average new car price and the average used car price is also the farthest it's ever been. I mean, the average new car is close to $50,000, and it's probably already there. The average used car is ticking up to $30,000. And if you look at the stats from, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago from now, it's pretty crazy. Hopefully we don't stay on this same track, because we're going to be looking at the average new car will be $100,000+ before too long. But oh wait, you can go to your local Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership and you will see $100,000+ vehicles. It's insane. The whole car market just doesn't make sense. But let me know, maybe you actually found a good deal. You negotiated. You found a good vehicle that's going to be reliable, that doesn't have any issues. You did a pre-purchase inspection and it's actually a good vehicle, but they're just getting harder and they're few and far between right now because if you got something good, you're probably just keeping it. Let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.